everybody, it's Anne from Stampin'Up. Welcome to another card making day here in Simcoe, Ontario, where I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you live in Canada and you don't have your own demonstrator, you can shop with me. You can reach me at StampsNTea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is StampsNTea.stampinup.net. So today we're going to make a simple birthday card, but first, as always, if you watch or when you watch my videos, whether you watch on YouTube, Facebook or Instagram, wherever you watch them, if you could leave a comment or a like, because that always helps my ratings on those different channels, and it's very much appreciated. So let's get down to today's card. I'll turn the camera down and we'll see what we're going to need to make today's card. We're going to use a suite of products today, and it's called Full of Life suite. The stamps and dies are called Friends for Life, the DSP is Full of Life, and the whole suite itself is called Full of Life. And we're going to make a birthday card with this today. It's got some lovely stamps in here, and it's also got some lovely dies. And one of the dies has a backing for the die. You know, you make the word and it has a backing for the word. It's got a lovely heart to cut out, it's got some leaves, some hearts. It's a nice stamp set. So we're going to use that today. We're going to use this DSP, this sheet out of this DSP. This is the one we're going to use. But this is called Full of Life, and it's all 6x6, beautiful colours, and all you know, it just all matches. Every sheet works with the next sheet, doesn't matter what the colour is. You know, we've got all sorts of colours in here, and it just all works nicely together. So let's get started on today's card. Let's have a look. Card base is Berry Burst. It's a very deep pink Berry Burst, and let me think. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and we're going to use it as a tent fold card, so the fold will be at the top of the card. We've got a mat for the front of the card, basic white, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Now, because it's an odd size, I've put a cross in the middle of there. I've just marked an X with a pencil, just so that I know which piece of card it is. For the inside of the card, we've got a basic white mat, 5 1/4 by 4, and we've got a couple of, they're about a quarter sheet of cardstock that we're going to use for the sentiments and the cutouts and things. So we have this sheet of DSP, which we're going to use. Now we need to cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4. It doesn't work exactly for 5 1/4 by 4. What I mean by that is, if you measure from the end to 5 1/4 or 4 1/4, you're always in the middle of a square, and I don't want that. I want to have a little bit of colour on the end of each side, so that when I put it on a white mat, I end up with a white border around all 4 sides, not just 2 sides. So let me bring in my cutter, my paper cutter. So this piece needs to be 5 1/4, it needs to end up at 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to cut it bigger than that and then cut it down. Now I need to look at the sides of this paper, because it's just, it's off a little bit. Let me see if I go this way maybe. So we're going to make this 5 1/4 by, we're going to end up with 5 1/4 by 4. So we're going to cut it a little larger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place one of my squares, a coloured square. Let me see, where am I going here? 5 1/4, I want to go to 4 inches, so I'm going to put it about 4 1/2, but I want to move it so that in my channel here, where my blade goes, I've got some of the coloured square, and then I'm going to trim it down at the other side when I turn it around. Just go almost to the edge of that square there. That's what I mean when I say I've got colour at the edge. So then I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to line it up at 4 inches and see where my blade lands. Now my blade is going to come right down the edge of that square. So let me check my measurements, 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so now I have a bit of coloured square on each side, okay, on the long sides. I'm going to turn this around, do the same again. This time I need 5 1/4, so I'm going to go beyond 5 1/4, and I'm going to cut this like that, and then turn it around, line it up at 5 1/4, and I should take that little piece off. So now you see I've got colour around all 4 edges, which is what I wanted. Let me move my scraps out of the way. Okay, so I think that's all the cutting we have to do. I'm going to bring in the mat here, and we want this mat, the one that has the penciled X in the middle. And this piece is going to go right on there, just like that, so it all ends up with a nice white border all the way around. Let's glue this paper down first. We can put this down from here, and actually either side of this paper will work for this card. Doesn't matter which side you use. Okay, we are going to use this side up, I think. Yes, we are going to use this side up. So let me just get some liquid adhesive going here. And we're using liquid so that we can slide it around, slide the paper around on the cardstock and make sure it is centered and nice and straight. So we're going right down almost to the bottom. Gosh, that looks good. There we are. That worked well. So then this piece will go on the front of the card, just like that. Again, just a small border around. Alright, so I'll glue it down while we're working here. And I don't think it matters which way up the card goes, this goes, but we've got to make sure we've got the fold at the top, that's all. There and there. There. Now we've got to go and we need to do some cutting out. Let's have a look. This is my piece for the inside of my card, so I'm going to stamp on that in just a second. But these dies we're going to cut out. Let me see. Let me get a plate. Okay. So I've got my plate here. Putting my cardstock down. This is Berry Burst. And out of the Berry Burst, we're going to cut the heart and this heart. We're also going to cut this heart out of white. And out of the Berry Burst, we're going to use the backing for the word friend. Go there, like that. And then out of white, we're going to cut the same heart, we're going to cut the inside of the word. So we're going to run this through once, then we'll move this over to here, and then we'll cut the inside of the word out. And I will be right back. All right. Let me bring in my little mat again. Now, let's put the heart to one side for just a minute. And let's line up this friend, because I don't want to lose the dot of the I on the friend. Whoops, I don't want to lose that. So let me have a look. Where is there's my glue gun. Have I got some tweezers here to pick it up? Yes, I think so. I think we're ready to go. Alright, let me just see. Yep. Okay. Get it that way, so I've put it this way upside down so that all I have to do is flip it around. And I'm trying just to glue. I'm not very handy with this glue gun yet, but it's very fine glue, so I thought I would try and use it, but I don't know that I'm liking it. I know it's supposed to dry clear, but it's how do you hold it down till you get the glue on. I thought this would be less messy than my glue pen, but I'm not really sure. So let me set that there. Let me pick this up. I'm going to pick it up in the center of the word friend. Okay, here we go. And we're going to let that dry. I'm just going to, oops. I'm going to put it up here and let it dry for just a minute. So we've got to get this white heart onto here like this. Let me see, make them go the same way on. Is that right? Yes. So that's going to go on there like that. Let's have a look. Do we want the heart going that way? Yeah, let's put the heart that way. And then best friend. And best is going to go there and friend there. First of all, we need to glue the white heart to this, and I don't think I'm going to use that glue gun again. I think I'm going to use my old-fashioned glue pen here. It just works better for me, this does. Get a hold of that. It's going right on here like this. Just going to scooch it over a little bit. Now if you look at the back, you can see it's not quite, oops, dear, not quite lined up, and but you've still got a minute or a few seconds to give it a little push in the right direction because you've used liquid glue. So that's that. This is going on the front of the card. And it's going to go, let me just turn this mat over, it's going to go over here, and I'm going to take this tiny heart here and it's going to go around the outside. Now which way do I could move these, couldn't I? It's just my pieces that I cut out. This is going to go right around the outside edge as a frame. So there again, I need to glue that very carefully, but before I glue it down, I need to make sure I can get the word friend on there. I'm going to move it up a little bit and just make sure where I'm going. Okay, so let's take this off. We're going to glue this down. We could use tape runner for that. It's gonna go just about there. Just like that. Now we can move the card out and we can take this frame. Let's make sure we've got the heart going the right way, and I think we do. And we're going to use the glue pen again. Just make sure I'm getting glue right to the edges and all the way around the heart. Squeeze us and get the messy mat out of the way for a minute. Let's see if we can put this heart down. push here and there. And it's just lying flat on the card, going around the white heart. And just making sure it doesn't overlap any. Just hold it in place for a second. Give it a little push here and there to keep it tucked up tight to the heart. On the bottom, there it is. There. So that's that so far. So now we've got, what do we need? We've got to get friend on there, and we need the word best. Now the word best we're going to stamp, and we're also going to stamp the inside of the card. So let's have a look. Where's my best stamp? There it is. That's a nice big square best. Now I'm going to put that just on white paper, white cardstock, but back it on a piece of berry burst, just the same as before. And the happy birthday we're just going to stamp for the center. You know what? And I also have a leaf that I cut out before, which just, if we put that up the side like that, then we move the happy birthday over, that will just make that look nice. Okay, so how about I glue this down first, again with my handy dandy glue pen. And just getting right to the edges of the leaves so they don't get caught on anything and get lifted off the page. There. That just made that page look nice. There. Get rid of this, and we will stamp happy birthday in here, and best for best friend on the piece, a scrap of basic white. You see, I got a straight edge there? I don't think I do. Goodness, that's a wonky piece of card. I'll go with that piece. We'll say this is a straight edge. Yep, that worked nice. And we have, for the inside, happy birthday. Get rid of that. We'll close the ink pad before we drop something in it. And we'll finish putting this nice card together. We've got to work with that. There. Just a little dab of glue there. Just get that. Right. And now we're going to put friend down here. We want to back this, we want to cut this out. I think we can just maybe use scissors to do that. Let's have a look. what? Let's not use scissors, let's just do it right the first time. Now a little trick, if you don't know how far, if you don't know where to cut this piece off, line your letters up so that your letters, the top of your letters is just about even with the inside of your channel. Can you see what I mean there? Let me just pull that back. So here's the inside of my channel, right? And my letters are just past the inside of the channel. So that cut that off just like that. So because we want it even top and bottom, we're going to do the same again. Right there, I think. Let's see. We'll do the same down the sides. I'm going to line that up on the bottom. Here, I'll do the same with the B. There. So we've got just about the same distance all the way around. So now we're just going to glue this down onto a piece of berry burst. I'm going to see if I can find a couple of straight edges here. We'll say that's straight. I'm just going to put this in the corner and make my edges about the same there, and then I can just cut this off quite easily, leaving a narrow border. There. Get rid of those. So this is going to go on the front of the card now. So we've got to get best friend on here. Let's glue friend down first. Just put that here. Oops, and I'm off the camera again. Here, friend. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, I think. There. Now we've still got some gems from this little suite, and these gems are really pretty gems. So let's just pick up 2 or 3, and how about we pop them in the heart? That might work. Those gems really sparkle, they're very pretty. So there it is. today's card, best friend, happy birthday, used the Full of Life suite of products. That's it for this week, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.